That belongs in a museum.
True,
Yeah, but that's only if we assume that it's the aggressive version, and so that basically indicates it now.
Yeah.
So there's an aggressive shaman, the mid-range shaman, but that's obviously it's not the totem shaman, but it's the aggressive version. And the Doomhammer, perfect in curve. It's also interesting to mention that if you make a game and shift a game very much in your favor, also board-wise. So in this case, I wouldn't surprised to see the Doomhammer going for board pressure and protecting his own minions so that he can build up the board to deal the damage.
Probably a little bit better than Huffer in this situation, but Misha would have been the one he was looking for sure. And it looks like Firebat has decided that it's time. He has to suck it up and play the camel. No! No, he's bailed out. He's bailed out.
Oh, really?
No, okay, he's done it.
Here
He's
we
done
go.
it. All right.
Okay.
So he does get his free 2/4 on the board.
Oh,
the second Flame Tongue Totem.
That hurts so much.
That is so much more board control or burst damage at this point, whichever he likes, really. Such a huge draw for Chucky. So is there any particular sequencing here? Slightly awkward because of that second Flame Tongue right in the middle of the board, which is, of course, correct for where it's going to be, but it does make his trades a little bit more awkward because he can't slide that Taunt Totem over to do 4 damage like he'd like it to.
Firebat was just seeing the second Doomhammer, and he seems a little bit disgusted.
It does. Seems like there's a little bit of a bitter taste in his mouth right now. He was not happy at seeing that second Doomhammer, but Chucky is doing a solid job of beating himself up now. So he does not have many turns to finish the game before he just loses to the hero power, but he has a pretty stacked looking board that's able to finish the game pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. And Healing Totem is also doing kind of a good job. So yeah, that's the fire event. But perhaps the best tempo card could change it. Maybe.
Betrayed. Betrayed by your own namesake.
Yeah.
What he wouldn't have given for it. He does get essentially a free roll on the Tuskar Totemic here. He can roll for the Flame Tongue Totem first. If he doesn't get it, he still has the Rockbiter weapon for backup.
Right.
And now, since there's 2 1/1s on the board, I'm pretty sure Firebat, being the player who's thirsty for damage more than anyone that I know, may have been considering holding on to that Rockbiter with the Doomhammer. But now there's 2 1/1s on the board. I'm pretty sure that Acolyte has to go.
Oh, that's aligning pretty nicely. I'm not even sure whether it will be played, but probably next turn. But it's huge that it's already there. Can also proc Blood of Brave if he leaves unchecked. He can proc it to 5/5. At the same time, also killing the totem's collateral, the 2 totems on the board. Even Ravaging Ghoul, slam it and kill it with the Fiery Warwick. So that's super huge.
Indeed.
Ooh, does he tank? Oh, that hurts a lot.
That is a lot of damage. 7 to his own face, but he does at least put those 1/1s to work before they get swept away by the Ravaging Ghoul.
Well, yeah.
And they're deciding whether he wanted to Deadly Shot that 4/2. Does have the second Deadly Shot in hand, but I think he knows there's enough threats in this Druid deck to go through quite a few Deadly Shots. So 4/2 isn't exactly the highest priority target, but he had no real way of either clearing it from the board or playing a minion that contests it. But that's good information at least. He knows the Cthulhu isn't in hand already.
Right. And that was also a very close joust.
Yeah.
This will die is very likely, right? And like this just distributes the wrong damage. So let's assume it hits 2 or 3 times Misha. I mean, that would be a very, very bad result, right? So
yeah, exactly this.
Exactly this. Yeah. So it hit Misha 2 times, and instead Huffer would have gone now. So yeah, I mean, the only way how it would be better if it hits Misha 4 times.
Yes.
That's the only way it could be better, but it's kind of unlikely.
And again, I think risk assessment in Hearthstone is very important, and generally when you're this far ahead, make a slightly worse play that's consistent. Like, don't make the high risk play because you're gonna win in average circumstances anyway.
Absolutely.
But while we were busy talking about probabilities, Druid of the Clawing Cat form comes out, and that is good enough for Chucky to seal this series. And Chucky is going to make his way through to day 2. Firebat not so lucky, falls